Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 7-Minute Podcast. 7 Minutes in Evan, the only podcast featuring Evan Lopez for 7 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, I went to my first HOA meeting in my life. That's how I know I'm getting old. Besides a fun day for me being like going to buy a flashlight now. I have old person hobbies, and I know I'm getting old because I started caring about my community. Okay. One thing that people don't tell you about being in your mid to late 30s is how your hobbies change. I got old man hobbies. DIY home projects haunt a man in his 30s like the Green Goblin mask. And I try to fight it. I try to fight against the dying of the light. I'll be playing Fortnite with the boys. And then from the background, I just hear, "Coward. You make me sick. There's a shelf you could be building right now. Where is your pergola? What are you doing on TikTok? Open Pinterest. Build some garden boxes." You go into an HOA, that is basically pre-dementia, all right? If you've never been to an HOA meeting, do it. Even if you're not a homeowner, just find when one is happening and just go watch. I felt like I got in a time machine and just hit a time warp back to the 1400s. I felt like we were talking about our crops. It felt like I was LARPing the Oregon Trail. Okay, I showed up. We were having issues. Money's disappearing. Where's all of this going? I showed up. There's an old man talking about his crops. Someone else saying, "I'm not going to sell the land." And then there's another person just being like, "Has anybody seen my cows?" That's what it felt like. None of this happened, but that's what it felt like. Going in there, we were discussing very exciting stuff, okay? Basically, where is the money going? We need accountability. This was an audit of the HOA. You go to an HOA meeting, it's like that planet on Interstellar. You come out 40 years older, okay? Time just moves different. HOA meetings are very exciting. It's fun stuff. Okay, it's fun to go in there and to cosplay. If you're actually upset about what's happening in the community, then it's not fun. You're pissed off. It's a lot of older people in there just pissed about a fence. Fences. Listen, you know how when you were growing up, you thought like sharks were going to be a bigger problem in your life? It's not that. No one cares. I barely think about sharks. I see Shark Week on TV. And I literally just go, that's a waste of a week right there. Because Shark Week never comes through. Every Shark Week hypes up that Michael Phelps races a shark to get back his kids or something. They make like the stakes just like, yeah, this week on Shark Week, Michael Phelps is going to swim butterfly against a shark. I watched it. I watched the entire week, the buildup. Michael Phelps just sitting there being like, I don't know what's going to happen, man. He has a big mouth. He's like, I don't know. And he's got a wingspan of a pterodactyl. I don't know what's going to happen. It's just pretty tough. I miss my kids. And then when the race finally happens, you find out that they have an animation of Michael Phelps. He swims in a pool. He doesn't even get in the ocean and races the shark fin to fin. No, in his territory. No, it's in a pool, and then there's no real shark. There's a 3D view of a shark, and they're making a sound. It's like the worst piranhas movie. A shark going, and then Michael Phelps races, and they like go like nose to finger touch. It's like a tie, and the shark's like, "Oh, I'll give your kids back," and then that's the end of Shark Week. Listen, I digress. You thought you were going to care about sharks a lot growing up. Never worry about it. It's fences. Fences are the number one stressor of older men in their life is fences. Fences pointing this way, fences growing that way. But it's big. There was we had a vote. It was we had a vote for a new president, and they like gave their spiel. And the current president was trying to defend herself. Yeah, we have a madam president. Okay, that's why the place is falling apart. Okay, but the whole team was women, and they tried to get me to vote. They tried to get me to nominate myself to run just because I was sitting there and I was just like this. And then they go, "Hey, you with a hat." I was wearing a hat, Archery Country, shout out. And they go, "Do you want to nominate yourself?" Absolutely not. I don't want to play Farmville with the plate where I live. Okay. Now, if I could be HOA of the other place, if I could be, like a cosplay of like a world leader that controls a different country, like if I can be Netanyahu, I'll do that. I'm just kidding. I would like to do that rather than where I live. Okay. I'm going to end up with dead ravens on my front porch because I'm enforcing. That's the thing, is I would try to use the power for good, but through me, it would take over. It would be like the Ring. I would start as a just land HOA president, but it would corrupt me, as it should. You become basically a peasant king of your land. All of a sudden, I want to be the person who whispers in the ear of the president. That's who I want to be. I want to be like, the Jeffersons did not mow their lawn again with the warning. They do not respect you, Lord. That's who I want to be in this whole situation. But the current president, she tried pleading her case. She's like, I don't know what happened. I've been trying to fix this. I don't know the money. We're at negative funds. And I got too into it. I got too into the cosplay. And I was like, witch, burn her at the stake. How dare I just lost power because I said burn her at the stake. How dare you come out here? How did your man let you out here wearing that I can see your ankles? I don't know what that was, dude. I don't know. It was a new character I'm working on. It's the southern guy that, I don't know. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great 7 minutes in heaven. It's been fun. It's been real, and we talked about some real shit. But anyway, I love you guys, and I'll see you later. Mwah.